We ask members of the First Presidency to please arise. It is proposed that the First Presidency sustain Russell Marion Nelson as prophet, seer, and revelator, and President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Those of the First Presidency in favor, please manifest it.
Quite miraculous, really, through the gift and power of God. We have a lot of suggestions about how it was done. We know that they had a table like this. We know they had the golden plates covered usually, and Joseph used these the Urim and Thummim seer stones in the hat, and it was easier for him to see the light when he'd take that position.
My dear brothers and sisters, how grateful I am for the marvelous messages of this conference, and for my privilege to speak with you now. For the more than 36 years I've been an apostle, the doctrine of the gathering of Israel has captured my attention. Everything about it has intrigued me, including the ministries and names of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, their lives and their wives, the covenant God made with them and extended through their lineage, the dispersion of the 12 tribes, and the numerous prophecies about the gathering in our day. I have studied the gathering, prayed about it, feasted upon every related scripture, and asked the Lord to increase my understanding. So imagine my delight when I was led recently to a new insight. With the help of 2 Hebrew scholars, I learned that one of the Hebraic meanings of the word Israel is "let God prevail." Imagine my delight when I was led recently to a new insight. I learned that one of the Hebraic meanings of the word Israel is "let God prevail."
Holy cow, bird flu, Batman. The day's over. What the hell happened? I mean, I did a 3-hour video, which would have taken half my day. Travis Wingoodsall, church news time. Oh, Mormons, 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 Mormons. You seriously want to live in ignorance, huh? You seriously want to be denialists, maliciously, intentionally denying truth. You seriously want to be revisionists, people who maliciously and deliberately change history, change facts, change reality to perpetuate a lie. You seriously are replacing the theology. Maliciously, intentionally claiming to be Christian instead of Jewish. Now, if for some reason you've been living in a cave your whole life and never bothered to open up the Book of Mormon, 1 Nephi chapter 1 verse 2, learning of the Jews, that means the whole Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is false. Automatically and instantly. Expo Nevermos are wasting videos going into all the explanations of how every single branch off from the seed of Christian Mormonism is also false. You're wasting your time, guys. Go to the core. What is the source? They claim they're the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That Joseph saw Jesus and is Christian. That the Book of Mormon is another testament of Jesus Christ. It's an outright blatant lie. Any Mormon who attacks me is anti-Semite. Just like those Islamists all over the world now. You are the enemy of this church that Joseph Smith founded. You are an enemy of the Book of Mormon. You have replaced it with abominable Christianity. And you're wanting to deny this. You're wanting to blame me as the Antichrist Korihor when it's you. Beam and Moat. Oh, you don't know the Beam and Moat? It's in the Bible and copied into the Book of Mormon? You know of projectionism, don't you? I can't help you, Mormons. I am just trying to do videos, hoping that I can save as many of you as you can. As I can. You missed the Exodus. You missed your Christ. You missed the latter days. You can't just claim to be Christian and believe that all the Christian theology, doctrine, reinterpretation, administration is all true and it's going to happen. Because it's a false seed. It's corrupt. It's wrong. And yet you deny, don't you? Dear God. And so, in the church news, they had Women's Week down at BYU. And so the Relief Society president was the premier speaker. Men didn't bother to attend this time. In fact, on Sunday, the prophets are giving up on you too. They're not participating in a devotional anymore. They're passing it off the buck to the presidency of the 70. Godoy on Sunday. Nobody's going to care. He's not high enough in authority. The church has no authority. What are you thinking? Are you not listening? If the seed is corrupt, everything else is corrupt. A corrupt seed cannot produce anything good. You seriously not even believe the Bible on this? Dear God. This ignorance has got to stop, Mormons. You know, I saw my white supremacist peers purposely use the stupidity defense as an attack. Purposely, knowingly, maliciously lying. Absurdly lying. To see and laugh at how many people spread it. I witnessed my own sister Tiffany as a child getting suckered into it by her peers against me. And she knew she was lying when she said it. I saw it in her eyes and in her hesitation. And we're kids. I caught her in a lie and she still perpetuated it. This kind of evil cannot exist if humanity is going to survive. So, guess what? We're all doomed. And so the Relief Society president is perpetuating the replacement of the Jews in which Christianity wants nothing to do with anything Jewish, and thus translation. They don't care about the Hebrew Bible, of which they got their English translation wrong. But nonetheless, Nelson at the Pulpit of Conference said that the definition of Israel, the baby name meaning, is let God prevail. It's an outright blatant lie. It's a malicious white supremacist replacement lie. I did all the videos. I showed you from the biblical text with the biblical Hebrew text, and still the church with the zombie Relief Society leader is up there at the pulpit lying to the women of the church. Let God prevail in your life's choices and story. My truth. To God, that was such an abomination. See, I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew. Joseph Smith, in the Book of Mormon, says we embrace the Jews. So we also embrace Hebrew. We also embrace Egyptian. I wanted to learn. Church won't teach it. The prophets will not claim even the title of translator. They claim prophet, seer, and revelator, but they deny the power thereof. They will not prophesy, they will not reveal, they will not have visions. They've come out with a statement, we aren't going to do it. We only claim the title, obey us. They have no gifts, no fruit of the Spirit, no fruit of prophet, seer, revelator. And yet Mormons, like the zombie apocalypse they are, drinking the Kool-Aid, playing dumb, stick with the church, and hate and attack anyone who will not believe and join in their lie. You know, like Islam is doing right now all over the world. Enforcing their beliefs with the sword. All Mormons know Alma chapter 1, and yet Matt, seriously, you don't know Alma chapter 1 and you're not going to look it up. You're going to wait for me to tell you, otherwise you're not even going to bother. You're not going to be aware of the story of Nehor, who murders Gideon, who helped rescue some of the people of King Noah. You know, King Noah, who had Abinadi murdered. Alma left with the people after they were chased out. And then doom. They were destroyed. The enemy came in among them and destroyed the tower and the vineyard and the Mormons. Joseph Smith's prophecy, section 101, verse 51. Everything in the Book of Mormon Joseph is talking about and interpreting for you in the Doctrine and Covenants. Because the Book of Mormon is the learning of the Jews, it's not literal history. Remember, Christianity turned the Jewish prophecies and revelation into literal history to deny the power of prophecy and revelation. So, Genesis chapter 32, verse 28, and he said, "Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel." Israel is spelled with letters of the alphabet, and in Paleo-Hebrew or in Biblical Hebrew, transliterate it back into Paleo-Hebrew. I kept it as the Biblical Hebrew. And so you can't spell it any other way. And so I go over to show you how Hebrew definitions work. For as a prince, and that's red, like he is red, Israel is red, prince is red. Hast thou power with God, red. I'm hoping you're smart enough to go, okay, they all have something in common. And then, for those who used to watch Sesame Street, prevailed is purple. One of these things is not like the other. Prevailed is not associated. Okay? So, I take you to the Hebrew. And so the red, you do know how to match, don't you? You put on the same color socks, don't you? You're not colorblind? And even if you are colorblind, you should be able to still match, because red is green, is that how it is? Or gray? And so you put on the gray socks, and sure enough, they match, they're red. This shouldn't be hard. And so, guess where he is located in the biblical Hebrew text? Because you go right to left this time. Ooh, could be tricky. I don't know if any of you are smart enough to figure this out. But nonetheless, he matches with the one letter in red. And then, oh wow, there's a big one. It's got multiple letters. Oh, it seems to be in the same place that Israel is. And then the same for prince. And then the same for God. And oh look, there's a purple word. I wonder which match that goes with. If you're gonna be maliciously deceiving, denialist, what is it called? Revisionist, supersessionism. I'm going to mock you. I'm going to insult you. I'm going to condescend and degrade you, humiliate you, call you stupid, because you're evil. And you are a threat to humanity. And so This is how Hebrew vocabulary is constructed. Within the main core word are words that make up the bigger word and define the bigger word. I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew. I ran the scientific tests. There is no way in hell, let alone heaven, that prevailed is the definition of Israel. Nelson lied, maliciously lied to promote his agenda. And he took down 2 supposed Hebrew scholars at BYU with him to give him an out in case he gets laughed at for being wrong. But then the church helped double down, and boom, the branches of Nelson's core corruption of Israel. The Relief Society president. She's automatically wrong with what she's telling you. Because who's the God that's supposed to prevail? There's a lot of different gods. Is it the Christian Jesus of Mormons? The Church of Jesus Christ? Well, that's what they're saying. But he's wrong. He doesn't exist. He's a lie. He replaced Joseph Smith's Jewish Christ. Who is Yah, the Prince of God. It's one of his names. But his actual name is Emmanuel. And so, dear God, Mormons, dear God,